Within Google Analytics, you have the ability to set up goals on a website. Goals are very important for your website. Ask yourself, what are you trying to achieve with your website? And then set up goals within Google Analytics that match what you're trying to achieve. For example, if one of the main goals of your website is to get visitors to book accommodation, then you want to measure how many people came to your website, followed through the process of booking accommodation, and then completed the booking. Once you start measuring this, you can then compare how many people came to your website compared to how many people actually achieved the goal that you wanted. This is very valuable as it enables you to measure how effective your website is at getting visitors to book with you. So let's take a look at how you can set up goals within Google Analytics. When you log into Google Analytics, select the Goals option from the left menu and then select Set up Goals and Funnels. As you can see, you can have multiple goals for your website and these are organised into sets. For example, Goal Set 1, Goal Set 2 and so on. Click on the Add Goal option for Goal Set 1. You're then brought to this screen where you need to enter some details about your goal. First, you need to enter a descriptive name to identify your goal and make it easy to identify in your reports. For example, since my goal is to get visitors to book accommodation, I'll set my goal name to book accommodation. Next, you want to leave the active setting at on as you want Google Analytics to track this goal. Turning it off would simply make the goal inactive but won't delete it. Next, you need to identify the position of the goal in this set. This simply defines the order this goal appears in the goal reports, so there's no need to change it. The only other reason you may want to change this is if you want to move this goal to another set. Next, you need to select the goal type. There are 3 options to choose from. URL destination means that you want to measure the success of this goal based on the user reaching a certain page or URL on your website. So if the user has completed a booking and arrived at your booking confirmation page, then you'll know that your goal is achieved. Time on site means that my goal is achieved if the user spends a specific amount of time on the site, for example 5 minutes. Finally, pages visit means that my goal is achieved if the visitor went to a certain number of pages on the website. So let's take a look at each of these individually. If you select URL destination, you must first specify the match type. Now, if the names of the pages on your website never change, then you can set this to exact match. However, on some websites, your page name can be appended with additional characters from time to time. So in this case, you would select head match, as it only needs to match a specific part of your website address. Next, you need to enter the goal URL, which is the full website address of the page that visitors must get to for your goal to be achieved. So for example, if this is your booking confirmation page, then enter the URL of this page. You can also specify if the web address you have just entered is case sensitive or not. Finally, you can enter a monetary value for achieving this goal. For example, when somebody makes a booking directly on your website, it might be worth €10 to you, as this is what you will save by people booking directly with you rather than going through an agent. So in this case, you'd enter 10 in the goal value field. Finally, you can also set up a funnel for this type of goal. This enables you to specify the series of pages that users must visit before reaching the final URL destination. For example, you may have a series of screens or pages in your booking process that firstly ask them for the dates they want to book with you. Then you may then display the total cost of the booking to the visitor. And then you might follow this by a screen requesting their personal details and credit card information. By defining the names of these pages in the funnel, you can then track at which part of the process people drop out, which might indicate a potential problem in your process that needs to be addressed. If you select time on site, you can then define if someone spends more than maybe 5 minutes on the site, then your goal is achieved. And again, you can assign a goal value to this. And finally, if you select pages visits, you can specify that if a person visits more than a certain number of pages on your website, your goal is achieved. And again, you can assign a goal value to this. Once you have set your goal up, Google will then start tracking this goal, and you can monitor its success by looking at the various goal reports from your Google Analytics dashboard. So as you can see, setting up goals are extremely important as they help you measure how effective and successful your website is, and even lets you assign a monetary value to this success.